Morning, ladies and gentlemen. You guys must have known that art is an industry that keeps on evolving every single day, every single moment, right? But in this era, we're experiencing a very interesting shift between traditional art to modern art. Now let me show you how it's made. Alright, do you guys have a quote in life that you go by with? I do have one. My quote is, the best way to know life is to love many things. This quote is by the most famous artist we know nowadays, Vincent van Gogh. So what does he mean by this? Well, he suggests that by this quote, the best way to know and to understand life is to learn from your own experiences, your connections, and your passion. Well, coincidentally, my passion is art. And well, when it comes to art, let me show you why I love it so much. Do you guys have like a favorite TV show you watch? I do. I love cartoon show. It used to be princesses and their Prince Charming or animals going on adventure. And later on, I realized that these shows have left large impact on me. It's have evoked my feeling toward art. I've learned that art can show you many things. It's not only about a picture, it's also about the moral story behind it. Well, nowadays, art doesn't mean that it has to be sketched frame by frame anymore. It doesn't mean it's by hand. Now we can combine both the digital material and the traditional material together to be able to create a very fun story. It could be cartoonic, unrealistic, but who cares? We can got to learn many things from it. So, but even though we learned how to combine these two together already, there's so many different controversial topics going on. We keep going on debate whether traditional art is better or digital art is better. One of the first few things about it is the authenticity and the originality of it. People discuss that, well, traditional art holds more value because it's made by hand, while digital art doesn't have that value anymore. It can be easily traced over, or it can be created by AI. But I believe that that's not true. And by the skill and technique, well, we think that for traditional art, we need to learn many years to be able to master it, while digital art can be learned instantly just by programs or software. And then lastly, about the emotional impact of age. Well, traditional art can be viewed and touched physically, so people say that the connection is better, stronger. For digital art, however, we can only view it to screen. We can't really see it. So they say that the connection won't be as much. So what is traditional art? Well, traditional art is basically anything that made by hand, by physical materials, such as painting, drawing, sculptures, or stuff like carving can count as well. So when we go to the techniques, how it's made. Techniques are usually like drawing by gouge, acrylic paint, charcoal, pencil can be counted, or even sculpture can be counted as traditional art. And then we have stuff like carving, a piece of wood can also count at that. Well, even though it's have many different techniques throughout history, there's many challenges it has to face, such as limited flexibility and also conservations or reservation, which means that when you create a mistake on art, on a piece of canvas, you can't really fix it right away. It might take you from minutes to hours to be able to fix it. And then art, throughout history, it's very hard to keep its own beauty. After a while, art will start to fade away. So, such as art pieces in museum, you need to repair it after a while. So I just mentioned museum, right? It's also very hard for you to view it. There's limited audience. To be able to view a piece of art, you need to go to a certain part of the world to be able to view it in a museum. And it's not like everyone can afford that. So let's go to the other side of the polar, digital art. About digital art, it's totally the opposite. You don't really have to have like a ton of stuff to be able to create art digitally. You can just have something like a tablet, an iPad, computer, laptop, any kind of different digital tools to be able to create one. So, what about the techniques? Since I tell you we only need one programs or software to be able to create it, you don't need much. You can go do like picture manipulations. You can change the color of it, the structure of it, or even create a different dimensions like VR or AR, which is virtual reality. You can draw it into a whole different world without going anywhere. You just need at home with your phone as such. Or 3D modeling. 3D modeling will give you a grip of what you want to build in real life before you actually start building it. Right, it's so easy to use, it has flexibility, but there's still so many different kind of challenges you have to face with it. People say that it has learning curve, which means that technologies can be learned right away. That's why people even go to art center to be able to learn it. And then we also have things like copyright and stuff. Well, if you are an artist, okay, you create a piece of art, you show it to your friends, and your friends tell you, wow, that's great, but did you really made it? Did you give it to some kind of like ChatGPT, some AI to create it for you? Or did you create it by yourself? Or did you trade someone else's art? If I am an artist and I heard those words, I would feel so hurt. But that's what's going on in the digital art world. Well, I think that the weaknesses of both of them can be compensated by each other. Even the weaknesses and the strengths of them are great value. Well, you see the flaw of this one can be fixed by the other. If it's so hard to build art traditionally, why don't we just scan it and then spread it on the internet, on social media, right? So what about combinations? When I say about combination is the mixture of many stuff together, two or more things combined. If we combine digital and traditional art together, we can be able to change the world. So what are the benefits of combining them together? Well, first of all, of course, we can be able to expand our creativity. There's so many kind of difficulties, right? But we can fix it by combining it. So I can give you some examples as well, like this. We can sketch it first by hand, and then we scan it, try out different color. If you can't really just make one piece of art and then fix it, why don't we do that online instead? We color it. Doesn't fix it, you can erase the color, do it over and over again. It's non-stop. You can do anything you want. So, in conclusions, by doing all that together, art can help change the world easier and also better. By that, what I meant, such as influencing social change. Throughout history, art had left a really large impact on our society. And then also, we can help with such as, political thoughts are influenced by art throughout history, and even nowadays we can protest it. With healing and mental health, or creating unity and empathy, well, when I get stressed, I usually search a piece of art. I stare at it, view it, feel it, and then I realize art have made me feel better. I can understand the artist's ideas even though I've never met them in real life, right? So this piece of art is by an artist from Russia. His name is Kuznetsov. This is a painting, a portrait of Uncle Hong created by him. He happens to visit Vietnam in 1960. In 1960, he had a mission to be able to establish an art university in Hanoi. His main point was just be in Vietnam, finished his job and went back to Russia. But then the stories turn. He's have a meeting with Uncle Ho. They got to talk with each other, and he told Uncle Ho how much Vietnam landscape has inspired him. Vietnam landscape is so beautiful. It has amazed me. And now I want to do something to be able to spread this beauty. He have made hundreds of paintings related to Vietnam and spread it worldwide. Even nowadays, his family still keep 2 portraits of Uncle Ho at home. And we can see how art can connect 2 whole different strangers together, right? So now this piece of art is by Pablo Picasso, a very famous artist. This art is made to show his protest against the war. So when this art was made, the war happens to be in Spain. Nazi was just keep going on bombing Spain, and he saw that as a very cruel action. why does human have to treat each other so cruelty? He decided that he wanted to go against it. He wanted to spread his voice to the world. And he, as an artist, he used his passion to help change the world. I've been talking about traditional art, right? So now why don't we go to digital art? For digital art, it's kind of different. It's easy to be spread, it's easy to duplicate, easy to mass produce. But I believe that every single artist has their own way of showing their passions and love to this world. They can be able to show their culture, their love, their dreams, everything on canvas and even through screen. They're able to show it in their own way. Me, I'm not an artist, but I do admire them. I hope that nowadays artists can be able to show their own passions, their own way of changing the world to everyone, and be able for them to show how much they love art. Yeah, thank you very much.